What's that mean? As you stave off dementia, what are you doing?
No, I'm just saying I'm really hammering the Sudoku puzzles.
Sudoku,
you know, where you got it's the nine
it's
boxes.
Sudoku?
Sudoku, whatever you want to say. Tomato, whatever you want to think. But you got to have 9 numbers in a box.
I think everyone
9
knows
numbers
what
in a row.
Sudoku is, yeah.
Do you know how it works? Have you ever done one?
I think everyone knows how it works.
Yeah, I'm just.
I'm good at it.
Just smashing them.
The basic ones.
Like I buy books full of them and go straight to the hardest
Even
ones.
my mum uses an app.
Yeah.
My mum is a Sudoku fiend.
Yeah.
At least she's using an app on her iPad.
No, I like to write. I like to get it to have it's another non-screen experience, another non-screen activity.
Yeah.
Like my Lego is my other non-screen activity.
Yeah.
Yeah, check out Tech Guide for my Death Star story. But no, I have even I've even got a little whiteboard with a Sudoku grid on it, so that I can use a whiteboard eraser, marker, and in the book itself I got a erasable pen. Not that I make many mistakes, but it's just good to be able to just, if I do make an error, I can just wipe it out. Because you make one mistake on them and you're gone. You got to go trace your steps back. But I
weirdly saw a TikTok the other day which had a theory, or not a theory, it's a fact. If I'm going to say if the you got the 9 boxes, something like it's either the inside ring of them or the outside ring of them like add up to something, and so there's a third way of it all kind of adding up.
There's a few methods. There's X-wings and all kinds of doubles and all kinds of different methods. There was an old bloke on YouTube who I used to like watch him solve live the difficult puzzles. And
this could be your retirement career.
I learned a bit off
YouTube live streaming Sudoku.
Yeah, but I go straight to the 4-star, the hard ones. Like I buy a book full of them, straight to the back end of the harder ones, and smashing through them.
How long does it take you to do one 4-star Sudoku?
If on a roll, probably 10 minutes. Yeah, the 4-star, the hardest ones in these books. Yeah.
Are they harder because there's less numbers to start with?
Yeah. You gotta use more deduction and logic. You got to see where numbers could go or could not go.
You got to guess better.
You only got to it's not guessing. It's sort of you can see. Okay, there's a 7 over here in that line. There couldn't be a 7 in that row.
That's how it works in the basic level.
Yeah, no, it does, but. There you got to sort of look, there are more numbers, so it's easier to solve in the easier ones. With less numbers, you've got to sort of move ahead a few steps. You think, okay, if that goes there, then that can't go there.
You use 2 different colours on the whiteboard, one for the permanent numbers that are done, and the others for your own.
No. My notation, in the guy on YouTube, he writes a small, say
in the corner of the box.
He writes a little number, whatever it could be.
Yep.
What I do is I actually put a dot. So if the dot's in the top left corner, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's a dot where the number would be. So if it's top left, it's number 1. Bottom right, it's number 9. Right in the middle, it's number 5. Top middle, number 2. So you get me?
Did you learn that from somewhere?
No, I just taught to do that. That's my own little method.
Really?
Rather than having to write a number down. So just at a glance, you can see, because the numbers just crowds the box too much. And it can get confusing if you have just too many, look at too many numbers.
Mate, can you please live stream this? I'd watch.
Sure. Yeah. But so I'm off on solving one in the book, and then I put it on the whiteboard's about this big. It's about the size of a bit bigger than an A4 page, and I can just in my lap I've got the 2 on that as well. So I do 2 at once. I do the one in the book and the one on the whiteboard, and the whiteboard's one taken from the book, and I just put a little blue cross on that one to know that it's on the whiteboard. Yeah, you got to stay sharp, mate. Stay sharp. What do you do? What are you doing to stay sharp?
Nothing at all. My sharpness is waning. I'm not sure it ever existed, to be honest.
Do you do any sort of puzzles or jigsaw puzzles or any activity, non-screen activity? What's your best non-screen activity? And
sleep.
Keep it clean.
Sleep. I'm a world champion.
So it's all screen or sleep. Is that it?
Pretty much.
You don't have any other hobbies, mate?
Lego. I'll build some Lego over the next month or 2.
Right. Have you been? You've been a bit quiet.
I've got a lot of sets backed up.
I smashed the Lego Death Star. That was a massive box. It had like 84 bags in it. had 6 instruction booklets in it, books. And that I hammered through that. I did that in a couple of weeks, like a couple of hours a day, just going at it. It's a big set. It's big. It's like 70 centimetres tall. And
yeah, I'll get back into it. Maybe next week I'll build the Game Boy just to get me into it because it's small.
That's great.
Then I'll build the
That's on my desk.
Nigel Mansell McLaren.
Yeah.
And then at home I've got a nice big Corvette and I've got the Concord.
Oh, haven't you built the Concord?
No.
I've got that in my theatre.
Yeah,
That's great.
Mate, Harry the other night. Harry's upstairs and he's making his bed, whatever, and we hear this clunk and then crying and screaming and we go, mate, what's happened? Get up there and, mate, the Concord's fallen off his set of drawers, as has. So not when we took the Qantas flight, but well before that, they sent me for him a model like this big of one of their new planes. Yeah. Beautiful, like a beautiful model, and not one that many people would have. And it fell on the ground and the wing smashed into pieces, and he was just
super glue.
Mate, we found all the pieces, and I will glue it back together, but it's not going to look the same. Like, I've been there, and I said to him, mate, I know, trust me, I know the pain you're in right now. I've done this. I said to him, I normally break stuff the minute I build it or while I'm building. I normally break stuff early, and normally it doesn't happen after you've had it for a few months.
Yep.
It was funny though because not funny. This model, like a whole wing smash, right, one side. So let's say it fell on its side. The Concord.
So was the Lego Concord or which Concord?
The Lego Concord.
So you got a set and he's got a set.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. The Lego Concord.
Doing very well.
Like the tail fell off, and there was a couple of pieces fell off, and the nose squashed. So we think it fell like this. And so the nose, the pointy nose. Yeah. And, mate, it was in great shape. He was fixed that in 5 minutes.
Yeah, wow.
And I said, mate, nose, I've got one downstairs, bro. Yeah. Forget it. But it was one of those horrible moments.
The original Batmobile too. I got the Batmobile.
Still did it.
Lego.
You've done it?
I haven't done it. Still in the box. Right. There were some Star Wars ones that took priority.
Geez, Lego are good to you, aren't they? Is that what Joe thinks?
I buy them all, mate.
I'm just checking. I'm trying to find out what Joe knows.
Yeah. No, she will. Full transparency, I was sent the Death Star. Yeah. But every other set I've bought.
Yeah.
It's all your fault, mate.
Yeah, I know.
It's all your fault.
I was saying to Amanda, because Amanda was sending me all these Dodgers jackets that I would want, and I'm like, I'm not buying another one. And then I sent her a photo of Dave Roberts, the manager's watch. He wears the same watch all season, and she goes, it's a nice watch. Well, she didn't really.
Is it a tag?
She just said, no, it's like an IWC, but it's like $50,000 watch.
IWC.
And she goes, don't you even think about it. Anyway, and then I start getting these ads on Instagram and everything for these Timex, which is not a big brand, but they're a known brand, LA Dodgers watches. And I'm like, what? I just sent her, I'm getting one of these. Jackson goes, get 2. They're like $160.
Yeah,
I'm like,
get it, mate.
If you don't think one of those is arriving for Christmas,
get it, mate.
You're mad.
Yeah.
And you can be as mad as you like. I'm getting one.
Yeah,
Bring it on.
That's what baby. I told Joe the other day about R2D2. I said, get it. I showed her on YouTube, and she said, oh, okay, that looks good. She says, where are you going to put it? I'm thinking, where do you reckon I'm going to put it?
I'm going to hear about that for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Seriously,
it's been a saga getting it here. It's still on. Is it been officially shipped now? Or?
I don't know. It's now in 2 boxes.
It's a saga.
The box was so big.
They're going to make a Netflix.
One of the quotes was $9,000.
What?
From a major
US dollars.
Yeah. From a major.
Mate, I could buy the real R2D2 for that much.
It's that big, the box, but it's so light. That was the weird. I said to him, but is it heavy? He goes, no, it's like 20 kilos, 25 kilos. It's very light.
Yeah.
Very light.
That, because it's all made out of plastic.
But it's just an enormous. So because I said, mate, to be honest, hold on, we'll bring it back as excess baggage. But then I looked it up. It's excess baggage, like if you want to take something to the oversized baggage.
Yep.
There's a cubic inches or something.
Cubic size, yeah.
And this thing was too big.
The mass, yeah.
Because that's what I thought. I thought, you know what, come back from CS, we'll just bring it back. But nah.
Yeah, good.
So that's when we went, just chop it up into 2 boxes.
Yeah, no. I liked he got a little table out too and put all the pieces out carefully.
It's at the back of his shop. He goes to me the other day. He goes, I go, like, how big is it?
Does he know what a big fan I am?
He goes, as big as my office. He goes, which I haven't used because it's sitting in his office.
The boxes. Wow.
Not anymore. Anyway, it's just hilarious.
Okay.
Anyway.
So can I get a tracking number or something, mate? Or?
Well, as soon as it's shipped, mate, you'll get a tracking number, I'm sure.
And get the bill as well, mate?
Don't worry about that. I'll sort it out when it happens. All right, anyway, people aren't here to hear us talk about this rubbish. What are we here to talk about? This.
Welcome to Two Blokes Talking Tech.
Not a bad price.
With Trevor Long from EFTM.com.
Really handy device.
And Stephen Fennick from TechGuide.com.au.
Great to have your company, and thank you for listening and joining us here on Two Blokes Talking Tech. Episode 708, thanks to the great people at Netgear and Arlo. We'll tell you more about them shortly. Stephen, before we get into it,
yes,
applications are still open for tickets
Requests
to the
are open
Two Blokes Talking Tech live show, December 17, of Wednesday evening, 5:30 start in Pyrmont, Sydney. You need to be able to get yourself to Sydney and to Pyrmont. We're not shipping anyone anywhere. And there'll be like a hour, 45-minute meet and greet, say good day, drink some Sunkist, no sugar, and some Diet Coke. Have some Nestle Aero bars and picnics probably. And just say good day. You'll get a raffle ticket at the door. There'll be some prizes during the night.
We're going to feed them too.
We'll record an episode of Two Blokes Talking Tech live.
Episode 713 it'll be.
Okay, and then we will order the pizzas, and then we'll do a Q&A like private feed. We'll eat the pizzas and we'll watch a movie. So it's going to be a long night.
Yep.
But we do have enough people already to fill. We have too many, so there's going to be some people who've submitted and won't be attending. I'm sorry to say straight away, but we want to make sure everyone gets a chance. So we're going to leave it open for another week and a half.
Yep.
So basically, by December 1, you'll know if you're coming or not.
Yep.
Probably a few days earlier than that. But basically, this episode and next, we'll mention it again. But after that, we'll be going through the list, checking for naughty and nice, and disappointing some people, but pleasing some others, and we'll see how we go from there.
Yeah.
So get in twoblokestalkingtech.com. Doesn't matter whether you use the number 2 or the word. Twoblokestalkingtech.com. It takes you straight to the form. Fill it in, say good day, and we'd love to see you there if you can make it and if we can fit you. But we'll see how we go.
December 17.
Wednesday night.
1 week before Christmas.
Is it 1 week? Yeah, it is. Okay, cool.
Yep.
3 days after my birthday.
It's actually 8 days.
Feel free to bring a present.
It's 8 days before Christmas. Isn't it? 7 and it's 8. 17th. When's Christmas? 25th. Yeah, it's 8 days.
Yeah. That was fun watching you do maths, Mr. Sudoku.
1 week and 1 day.
Mr. Sudoku.
That's it.
Anyway, episode 708. Thanks for joining us. Now, I got an email this week, which I'll read to you.
Me too. I got lots of emails this week.
Dear Trevor, or hi Trevor, we're writing to you to let you know that from the 10th of December, Stack and Save discounts will be discontinued and no longer applied to your current eligible subscriptions. This was from the people at Hubbl.
Oh, do you still have an account?
Well, all my KO and everything is Hubbl is a box. It's a television, but it's also just a company.
Yeah.
And so you subscribe to Binge and KO, you get. It's all billed through Hubbl.
Yeah.
Your next billing date, your subscriptions will be charged at the standard prices, resulting in an additional $5 per month in total. Because I had enough. This will not impact any other offers if you need any information, whatever.
So it doesn't matter if you've got Netflix and all that. You're not going to get a discount.
You're not going to get the discount anymore.
Boom.
And so I label it Hubble's collapse continues, because you've got to remember they sacked a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Patrick Delaney, the former CEO. Who's now the CEO of DAZN, but not of Foxtel and Hubbl, is on the record saying Hubble's in maintenance mode, which means they're not going to make new ones.
They're not working on it. Yeah.
They're still selling it, but they're not making them.
Right.
Now, I published that as, the downfall is near, etc.
Yeah.
I also found some other people publishing articles about the excitement of a one-of-a-kind upgrade coming to Hubbl because Hubbl had renewed their contract with Comcast. Comcast is the global, but mainly American TV giant that essentially created the operating system for Hubbl. And so the announcement is that Hubbl has renewed their deal with Comcast. I think that just indicates that they're going to keep getting updates, but they talk about it getting some significant updates in terms of software. Hilary Purchard, the CEO of Foxtel, her team reached out and gave me a statement on that saying, we are committed to Hubbl. We have a loyal, highly engaged customer base that loves the product. We're pleased to have completed a new agreement that extends our relationship with Comcast. It allows us to focus on providing technology to reflect what app-savvy users expect from their TV experience. So
it still has the same functionality where so what services can you watch on it now? Oh, so you can still watch Netflix on it.
There's heaps.
You're just not going to get the
discount.
discount.
Like 16 different apps.
So it still operates. So if you're a Netflix subscriber, it'll still surface all the good.
It's all there. It's all.
But you're just not going to get the bundling savings anymore.
And the free-to-air channels are still available through live streaming.
So functionality-wise, it's still as it was from day one.
Yes, although they've improved KO, so it's actually just a KO app now.
So it's better than it was day one.
Theoretically, I would say that, yes.
Yeah.
I've said in my reporting of this, there was two advantages to Hubbl. First one was live streaming the free-to-airs via the internet, something that you couldn't do before.
Yep.
Second was stack and save.
Yep.
They've gotten rid of one of them.
Yeah.
Mate, I mean, I get it. Some people love the thing, but they are not actively promoting this thing. I don't think they ever will again. I think it's just.
I was going to say I haven't seen any much marketing around it.
No.
I've seen it still for sale. You can still buy it. I think there's a little shelf in JB Hi-Fi and all that.
Harvey Norman still has the televisions because
Really?
they don't want
The glass?
I mean, they don't want to. What are they going to do with them? Just scrap them? No.
Yeah.
The box is still. I still think it's a great little box if you don't have an antenna outlet and don't really want anything other than streaming and free-to-air TV.
Yeah.
But you've got to remember, with a fetch box, you can get free-to-air TV, all the streaming, and a bunch of movies. Like there's actually a whole lot
There's
more.
a hard drive too. You can record on it.
On the Mighty, but not on the Mini.
Yeah.
So the like-for-like box is still a better option. I just find it funny that, there's no real focus on the fact that this is I think it's a massive failure for Foxtel. It was clearly meant to be their big future.
Yeah, but was it like how? I think at the time we even mentioned the fact that you can all the things that are on Hubbl.
You can get on Google
on your
TV.
smart TV.
You can get, even if you don't have the latest smart TV.
Yeah.
Like you get a Hisense, you can't get. I'm thinking every single box, every single app. No, it's got all of them. I think of Hisense, I can't get the MLB app. But a Google,
all the majors there.
A Chromecast with Google TV has all the same apps.
Has Google solved the issue though with Binge? Maybe you couldn't get Binge and KO. Wasn't there an issue?
No.
There was. I heard from heaps of people that couldn't get it on Google TV. The new one. Remember the one that had the newer one.
I'm not aware. I think they've updated it.
I think that's fine now. But there was a period there where you just couldn't get it for ages.
Yeah, right. But bottom line, that Hubbl didn't bring anything unique to the market.
Yeah.
And the evolutions of it, I can't imagine doing anything different.
And it was hard to explain it to people too.
Yeah.
Like we did a fair bit on it. We reviewed it, did all that, and it's basically the question I got was, well, hang on, I've got all these apps on my TV. Why would I want this?
Or if you've got a TV without the apps, there's a bunch of other things already available. You can buy an Amazon Fire Stick that does all the same things.
What Hubble's they wanted their point of difference to be that they're a smarter platform where rather than diving in and out of the apps, the content is just there. So say you're watching...
Which happens on Google TV.
So if I'm watching Hubbl today, I'll be able to see Pluribus and The Diplomat, and I can just click on that icon without having to go into Apple TV.
Which you can do on Chromecast with Google TV.
Okay.
It's just not unique.
And also on your smart TV. But I think Hubbl, the way they were pitching it was that their platform was a bit smarter and a bit more intuitive and suggests content that you're probably going to like. And I think they said it was sort of... had some smarts to it that other platforms didn't.
The only unique thing it did was free-to-air television via the internet, and that's not unique anymore.
So it's stripped out,
because Fetch does that now as well.
Too.
Like literally, it does nothing unique.
Yeah, but at the time, that was a good feature that it strip out the stream from the catch-up app and put it in the guide.
It was unique, but it also failed because if you're in Melbourne, you get the Sydney News, and if you're in Perth, you get the Sydney News. It wasn't a great... Like, it wasn't perfect.
Yeah.
And I just... Mate, they spent tens of millions of dollars on this thing. So from my point of view, I look at it and I just go... You're at a crossroads as a company, Foxtel, back then, right? They've had years of IQ boxes and they were amazing devices. But we've now got to decide, are we a streaming company or a box company? Then they no longer support the boxes in market. They don't support the IQ boxes at all. It's your own personal responsibility.
In market. So you're saying that they're not going to make any new ones. That's it.
Oh, no, there'll be no more boxes. And they don't support them. If you need help, you have to support yourself.
Really?
You have to call your own electrician or something. If you've got a problem with the satellite dish, you've got to call your own electrician.
Really?
Foxtel does not offer support.
But if you're paying for the service, they're not going to support it?
No, because you're paying for the channels and you're not paying for the box.
Okay.
Yeah. So they've walked. So you're at a crossroads as a company where this is our future, and we've got all these cool, really successful streaming platforms like Binge and KO. Honestly, the idea of going down the path that Sky in the UK went with their glass, it's a bigger market. It's the UK. There's more people. And rather than just going, let's just go all in on the apps. Let's try and convert as many of our Foxtel customers to apps as possible using devices that are in market like Amazon, Google, Fetch, whatever it is.
Yep.
And then we wouldn't have had to spend $90 million promoting a box or building a box, and we could have spent maybe $30 million promoting our streaming services.
Yeah.
And just going, if you want sport, get KO. If you want entertainment, get Binge. Like, that's what they should have been promoting all along.
But
all that Hamish and Andy money should have gone to promoting Binge as a platform.
But you don't reckon, though, that so you're saying IQ customers are now left to their own devices? That's it, literally left to their own devices?
They announced that. Yeah.
Okay. Because I've still got IQs at my place.
I'm trying to remember whether it's only the satellite part of it that they don't support anymore, but I'm going to bring it up.
I've still got satellite in my theatre, yeah.
Well, you must have satellite everywhere if you've got boxes everywhere.
Yeah, well, no, the other boxes are connected to my internet, the broadband. I suppose I could switch the one in the theatre.
Apologies, it's only the satellite dish that they're no longer supporting.
The dish itself.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought so.
If you have a problem with your dish, you've got to...
Mate, if I have a problem with my dish, I'm just going to convert to just going to take the plug and plug in the internet.
That's what they're saying. It's like, dude, why? But if Doris didn't have you...
Yeah, I know hers is internet too.
If Doris didn't have you and the satellite fails...
She'd be gone,
What's she going to do?
What's she going to do? Yeah, true.
She's got to call an electrician or a geeks to you to come and fix that for her.
Yeah.
But what I mean by the IQ boxes is there won't be a new one. There will never be an IQ 6.
Okay. Because the 5 is only, 2 or 3 years old anyway?
Yeah, but they used to release them at a cadence.
And there's still people who do like to record, including myself. The other night I recorded because the league test was like 1:30 in the morning.
Right.
So what I did is I recorded it. I set it to record, got up at 7 and didn't turn any other TV on, just went boom and just started watching the game like it was live.
Yeah.
And that was great.
You can do that with KO.
Oh, you can see it. Yeah, I know, but I don't have KO. I've got the Foxtel.
I'm just saying that concept is...
So you could go back and watch it like on demand.
Yeah. While it's happening, you can choose to start.
My worry with that is that while you're looking for it, you'll see the result.
How are you going to see the result? What?
If you're looking for that stream, the on-demand stream, you might see the result on when you're in you trying to look at it. You might see some highlights or something.
No, how are you going to see the result? You turn off spoilers. There's never a score shows up on my screen.
Right. So they've got that functionality. I suppose you've done that with the Formula One, haven't you?
Yeah, I got up the other morning at 6 a.m. and watched both the sprint race and qualifying.
Yeah.
Delay.
As if it was live.
As if it was live.
Wow.
But I could skip through and go, well, I'll skip 5 minutes here because nothing's going to happen.
Oh, so they've got that functionality where you can't spoil it if you want to watch it on demand.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
It's a very powerful system.
The box is doing fine for me, mate. It's still working fine. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Anyway, if you've got a Hubbl... I'm sure you're enjoying it. You must be enjoying it. If you've got a Hubbl and you're still using
got it,
you must be loving it for that reason.
Oh, aren't you still using the actual box itself?
No, it's sitting over there. I don't think it's plugged in.
Okay.
Jackson has the Hubbl glass in his bedroom.
Has he really?
Yeah.
Is it working okay for him?
Well, yeah. He just watches Netflix and whatever on it.
Nice.
Yeah. It's just a TV to him.
Yeah, but no antenna though, is it? Is it?
No.
It's only.
Yeah. And he's 19. He loves free-to-air TV.
Well, he watches the Today Show when his old man's on it.
Well, he doesn't. He does watch the news and stuff because he works there, so he kind of pays more attention to the media than I think most 19-year-olds would.
Good luck to him.
Anyway, Two Blokes Talking Tech. Good luck, Hubbl. May the force be with you.
This is Two Blokes Talking Tech.
Well, can you guess what happened? What product was released 24 years ago? I was
going to say, guess what happened 24 years ago? I was doing my best.
It was 2001.
Yep.
It was a month after 9/11.
Hang on. Well, yeah, I was doing my absolute best with a woman I now call my wife.
Wow.
I was texting the hell out of her at that point.
Around this time?
Yeah, 100%.
Just after
24 years ago. Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Had you known each other during 9/11 or?
Yeah, we were ships in a night.
But you weren't going out yet?
No.
So you were still you were still courting her.
I was just
trying to score a date with her.
Probably annoying her at that point. Still am. 24 years later. Anyway, other than my booming relationship, what else was happening?
It was 1 month after 9/11. It was late. It went on sale. It was announced in October 2001. Went on sale in November.
Yep.
Which is now. It was a town hall meeting with Steve Jobs taking centre stage and introducing the very first iPod.
Hey.
So that was.
So I think at that time I had a Creative Labs or a SanDisk MP3 player.
Okay. Yeah.
Because this is the thing, right? The iPod was not the first portable music player.
No.
They
was
existed.
not. No.
We were all
MP3
Napstering
players,
and downloading music.
There was Creative, was a brand. I think Sony even had a little.
It was Creative. Really, they used to do sound cards and speakers, and they had a little little MP3
And
player.
so, the iPod, and I still remember, and you can watch the announcement on YouTube, it's still there. The whole thing was, 1,000 songs in your pocket. And at the time, and I remember I bought it, I was still a sports editor, but still a real tech early adopter, and got it. And I remember walking around the office with the people thinking, what's that? I said, it's a music player. You put all your songs on it, and they're all there. You can listen to it, whatever you want.
Because with the iPod came iTunes.
Soon with it. That's right. But it was only available for Mac at first. Then they twisted Steve Jobs' arm and said, "We've got to make it available for Windows."
Probably
too.
need to let Windows computer users get their music as well.
Yeah. So they thought, let's include them as well. But it was the first, apart from the Mac, and I think he'd also announced the iMac, the new iMac, remember, in 99? So remember Steve Jobs had just come back to Apple?
Yep.
And so he was on a run, right? He sort of, the new iMac, the colourful iMac hit. Now the iPod, boom, another hit on his hands. And just, I don't think people could appreciate that what a time it was, where there was Napster and there's all this digital music, and people being taken to court, and music labels taking other people to court. It was a real turbulent time for the industry.
This was a defining point for the industry as well, because when you had these little MP3 players, you might have had Winamp on your computer or something, but how did you get music, right? And so there wasn't an official channel for getting music, which is why Napster boomed. People were creating copies of music through
Easy
CDs,
access.
ripping CDs. And, if you had a CD, you had to get software to rip it, and then you would create these files and you could put them on your MP3 player. But what Apple did was, as they always do, they made an ecosystem. Piece of software called iTunes. It knew you had a CD player. Put a CD in. It would automatically come up and say, "Do you want to rip this or ingest this or whatever they said?" And it would create a library. And so you had this digital library on your computer in this software called iTunes.
So you could digitize your CDs.
And then when you plug in the iPod, it goes, "Do you want to synchronize the whole library? Which playlist? What do you want to do?"
It was amazing.
And
it was a great.
And
great
that allowed record companies to sell CDs with the premise that they could end up on an iPod.
Well, that was
and off they went.
See, the legalities of it was legal. You own the CD, and it's for personal use only, so you could do that.
It still is to this day, and we've discussed this with your movies, by the way. It still is to this day that you must retain a copy, the physical hard copy of the CD.
You're a pirate.
If you've digitized the music, if you sell the physical disc, you no longer own the digital copy either. The ephemeral rights don't exist.
Yeah, I made a bit of a situation for myself that I'm now bound to never ever sell those because of the big deal I made about it.
Yeah,
but that's by the by. And you got to remember when the iPod came out in 2001. We're still years away from an iPhone.
That's right.
So iPhone, our smartphones were still just that, only a phone.
Right.
And so the iPod became this, and you can remember the iconic ads for them. Remember the ads where the silhouette, the white head. It was just marketing genius how they marketed them, and the iPod became a massive hit, and was the word that people use to describe, just like they talk about, I want to get an iPad when they mean a tablet.
Yep.
iPod was what they meant when they wanted an MP3 player. So it became the defining name of the product.
And it's a year and a half. It's like April 2003 before the iTunes Store becomes
where you could actually
where you could buy digital music, which again was the revolution for the music industry, allowing people not just to have a digital piece of music, but to buy songs, buy an album when it came out, straight there on the iTunes Store on their computer, and then put it on their iPod. And the fun thing about the iPod over the years was the concept of, this one does 250 songs, this one does 1,000 songs. It was all about, they didn't talk about storage capacity. They talked about number of songs.
Of course, there was never although early on there was a mention of the gigabyte.
Yeah, they used to say 16 or 32 on the back, but they never marketed it that way.
No, not at all. But what really impressed me, though, was how successful it was, but also how fearless Apple was in changing it. Do you remember over the years? I started the Connect Lift out in 2003, and that was absolute peak iPod because they introduced, remember the Mini? Yeah. So the original one, then they introduced the Mini, And then less than a year later, they introduced the Nano.
Nano, yeah.
So they were just changing it, and it became smaller and different
then you had
models.
the Shuffle. The Shuffle was this big, and you could fit it on.
Well, no, the original Shuffle
was tall.
The original Shuffle was like a stick of chewing gum.
I've told this story before, but that Shuffle, the white stick of chewing gum, it was just like a thumb drive. We used that to run a whole radio station. So every weekend we would download all the Continuous Call Team highlights and everything, put them on the Shuffle, and plug it in to a device that would power it. And it was just the output of that was just going to a transmitter for what we called 2GB Plus, the digital radio station back in the day. It was a radio station.
But I was at the launch of that. The Shuffle was one of my very first Macworlds, and people went berserk for it. Steve Jobs announced that it was available today. And people if that second, ran out of the joint to the Apple Store to see if they could buy it.
When they discontinued the Shuffle finally, which ended up in that small form factor, the clip-on form factor, I've got one downstairs still in a plastic wrap.
The square one or the original green one?
The square one.
I've got one too.
The last Shuffle.
Yeah, I've got a red one.
Yeah, I bought it and just kept it in the shrink wrap.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's not going to be worth anything, but I love the fact that, because I've got one that works.
Yeah, the clip.
I've got the red one that they gave us at a Christmas party.
Yeah,
do you remember that? 2008.
That's what I've still got. Yeah,
is it 2008? And it says on the back of it, "Merry Christmas" or something like that.
I also remember. Do you remember the one? It was all screen. When was the one that was this big that had a screen on it? Was that the Shuffle?
It was a Nano.
It was a Mini. I think it was a Mini. It was a Nano.
Yeah.
And you could buy bands for it
to make it a watch.
And it was a watch. I used to run with it. I used to run with it. I used to have the cord going up my shirt and up.
One of my favourite memories of the iPod though is putting all our music on it. So we got married at the end of 2004. So for the whole of 2004, we had this iPod in the car. And so we would be driving to work or wherever. Whenever we were driving together, we would just be playing songs. And you could, on an iPod, you could star rate a song.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So when you shuffle, they come up more often.
Yeah. Well, what we were doing was playing all the music and then rating them together. We goes at 3 stars. And so what we ended up with was a playlist of music so that we could pick the 4-star down. And that was our wedding night playlist.
Nice.
So we just, in the end, the wedding night.
So you never got a DJ. You just plugged an iPod
we had a Mac or a laptop anyway with iTunes on it with our library, and we just had a playlist of the 5-star songs.
Yep.
And that was just running, and then someone had to press play on the walk down the aisle music and then the first dance music, and then just go back to the playlist and hit shuffle.
See, mate, if you paid for a DJ, that's what they would have done anyway, wouldn't it?
Exactly.
No, they don't actually, but anyway.
No, well, they much
just press play. Yeah, press play on a playlist. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a defining memory for me of Amanda and I. Arguing about a song. Is this really a good song or is it a crap song? Because
John Farnham's he's terrible.
Our relationship is built on fundamental differences. Amanda said this to me when we were talking about being more official. She's like, we're just a thing, and with this we have fundamental differences. Her music tastes are fundamentally different to mine.
Right,
and that was like that iPod experience.
Does
was
it still remain
the
playlist?
100%.
Fundamental differences.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah,
okay.
We're very different people.
Opposites attract, mate.
100%. Yeah.
Interesting. But it was a fascinating time. And then, of course, the
iPod Touch.
iPod
Touch, which was basically an iPhone without a SIM card.
It came out after iPhone. So iPhone is in Australia it was 08.
08, yeah, but 07.
07 in the States, and the iPhone had just a remarkable. It was a touchscreen iPod for a start, but then they released the iPod Touch. And
our kids had iPod Touches. We bought them iPod Touches because it was a great way for them to have silly games and apps.
Yeah,
because you could just get anything from the app store. You don't need a phone. They were super thin, really light. Yeah. They were charged on the same cables we were charging our phones.
They had Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Great, cool thing. But my favourite of them all, to be honest, is the little clip-on shuffle.
Yeah,
I just think,
great.
And the great thing about that red one we have is it's a time capsule now. I mean, I've still got the
music on them.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You turn them on. Even well, I've still got the one that we picked our wedding music on. And if you've got a 30 pin donk, just charge it and play it.
I've still got that charger.
And I've got a couple of them. You can still buy them. It's amazing to turn them on and press play and shuffle.
Amazing.
To be honest, it's almost like listening to my current Spotify playlist because I really don't introduce much new music into my life.
You haven't strayed much. No. He's a pick and sticker, Trev.
I really am. Most of that music is still rock solid, the same music.
I've got the little ones, the little Nano, whatever, the ones with the big screen. What are they called, Nano?
Nano, if you think.
The one I put in a watch band?
I think it was one of the versions.
But I've still got, they might have a pink one. For some reason, Apple sent me a pink one.
Very nice.
But I used to cover it with the band. And mate, that had a cracking playlist on it. That's when I used to run with it, and it was when. Do you remember when they used to have the Nike shoes? Used to have the little puck inside the shoe, so you could measure. It was sort of like what all the wearables do today.
Yeah,
that was way ahead of its time as well. That was incredible. But no, I still have. And mate, I've got the original one still, and I've still got the packaging for it too. I've got I think I've still got a mini. I've got a nano. Remember the nano was really thin one, then it went fat?
Yes.
I've got the fat one. And I've got a heap of shuffles and other little ones as well. And they've all... I think I powered... I've got a classic. Remember the classic one that had colour screen? I've still got that. And what I did with it, I used the JBL dongle. You know, I can connect the cable from. I had a USB-C to 3.5 into the iPod, so I could hear the music wirelessly on the earphones. Yeah, well, that was cool.
The colour screen on the classic introduced videos as well. You can have music
too,
videos.
Yeah. I had a couple of videos on it too. But mate, the songs on that are awesome.
The thing is, I've had a couple of times over the years people say, "How do I get the music off?"
Yeah, you can't. Well, there's a way to do it, but Apple made it so because they had to protect the legal rights of the song.
Otherwise, it was just a thumb drive. With it was just Napster.
But it was a
remotely.
one-way on, and you can't get it off again. Yeah,
100%.
Which at the time would have been difficult.
God love them. Well, that's some lovely memories, Stephen. You got great memories of the iPod.
24 years on, I do, mate. I do. It was great. Some great times. I remember going.
So just for context,
going running with it was the big
your
change.
tech career fits within the life of the iPod.
Yeah, and iPhone. Yeah. iPod started a year before I started Tech Guide, and then iPhone came out after
the Connect lifted.
Connect was there.
Yeah, right.
But I remember when the iTunes store, when you could pay for your music, that was around the time we were already running. I remember that was a big story then. Yeah. Good times. That was 23 years we've been, 22 years doing tech. Yeah.
Don't look a day over 18. Two Blokes Talking Tech.
This is Two Blokes Talking Tech with Trevor Long and Stephen Fennick.
And we do it all thanks to the great people at Netgear. And if you're paying for that beefy home internet through the NBN, you got 500 megabits, 750, 1,000, 2,000 megabits per second. Well, you want to make sure you're getting that speed everywhere in the home, and that's what a Netgear Orbi system will do for you. So you've got great internet, but you need great Wi-Fi. They're two very separate things. Don't let anyone think that good internet equals good Wi-Fi or that good Wi-Fi equals good internet. But if you're paying for the high speeds, find out what speed you're paying for, check what speed you're getting, and then get yourself a mesh Wi-Fi system from Orbi, the Netgear Orbi range. There's a system to suit every home, every style of user, and every budget, and they've got you covered when it comes to connecting to the internet in every room of your home. Netgear Orbi to upgrade your home Wi-Fi, to future-proof your home Wi-Fi and get you ready to take full advantage of those hyper-fast NBN speeds.
This is Two Blokes Talking Tech with Trevor Long and Stephen Fennick.
All right, we are, what do we think, 8 weeks left in the year of the show.
Yep.
The last week is going to be the live show, and there'll be social media band stuff to talk about that day. So we should start kind of wrapping up the year a little bit here.
What a great idea.
And your idea is to kind of maybe look at a different genre or area category every week. So let's kick it off with TVs.
Yep.
It has been a big year for TVs. I think the last part of the year highlights the change that's coming, the RGB conversation with both Samsung and Hisense, the RGB micro LED and mini LED. That's a vast conversation, I think, for next year, because those TVs are enormously expensive right now.
That's the future.
In terms of 2025 TVs, I mean, I don't think you can go past the LG OLED. I love the G5.
The G5, yeah, I've got that in my office.
It's the pinnacle for me for two reasons. One, they did take a leap forward in terms of brightness.
Yeah, it's noticeably brighter for sure.
And honestly, the design of that TV is not the thinnest TV they've ever made.
Yeah,
but because it's a consistent thickness, it is G for gallery. It looks great on a wall.
You can flush mount it.
It looks nice. So great hung on a wall, because there's a recessed area of the back where you can put the where the mount fits flush. In. It's legit flush to the wall like a picture.
I think one of the best features, and I think Samsung introduced this feature on their OLEDs last year, but then all their TVs this year is the glare-free technology.
Yeah.
I've got to say that's probably that's a really. It might not sound like much, but it's such an impressive technology that even in bright rooms, and you can shine a torch on this thing and it still diffuse the light. That's remarkable. And especially we've got bigger TVs, so bigger targets for light.
I think you're asking for trouble if you don't introduce that technology almost across your entire range.
Absolutely.
Samsung have only got on their premium end. They've got multiple premium TVs with it. Yeah. But I look at the MacBook Pro and I go, I couldn't have this without the nano texture technology, which is the same.
The glossy screen houses are gone.
It really glares at you. And then I look at the TV here in the studio. I can see a glare on it. We looked at the Hisense. There was that glare, and you realise that the anti-glare technology, it looks epic. Samsung, it's a cunning thing because it looks amazing on any TV, but it looks unbelievable on the canvas TVs.
Yeah.
The frame TVs.
Well, that's where they started. That's how they started.
That's where it started because they wanted to take away that shine, and then they realised, hey, we've got this great technology. Why isn't it on more TVs?
And it doesn't actually do anything to the actual colour, the quality. It's still there.
No,
it's just nothing interferes with that now.
Yeah, even if it knocked 5 or 10% off the brightness, I wouldn't care because you lose the artifacts that appear because of your TV or lounge room setup.
Yeah, well, you can imagine the future. Like we saw the new Samsung RGB micro LED at IFA, and you can just imagine now that combined with the glare-free is, mate, that's going to be out of this world. It's not going to be cheap to start with, but it's really nice to think that in the future this is going to be in every television.
But here's the thing, like I pick the LG G5 as the best TV because I don't think you can argue that it's the overall best picture quality and there's a bunch of things. It would be even better if it had a great anti-reflective technology.
Yeah.
It has pretty good AI, but I'd give the AI title for 2025 to Samsung. That simple little survey that you do for the AI picture mode that says, okay, here's 4 pictures. Which one do you like? Here's another 4 pictures. Which one do you like? Here's another 4 pictures. Which one do you prefer? And so you're looking at pictures going, that's the style I prefer. You're creating a portfolio or a style of picture quality
that you want to meet,
that you like. And it then adjusts it's a brilliant idea.
Even on it, like that is good. And if you're really fussy, you do it. But even leaving it to its own devices, it still does a good job in optimising, and like AI that's in all TVs now. I think probably Hisense has got AI in the system, which is actually really good for voice control if you want to look for movies and stuff.
Yeah.
AI obviously helps with their the high view engine as well, so that's optimizes using optimizes the sound too, the sound quality based on your surroundings. But they've all used AI pretty well. I'd say LG, I think you can even look in the settings and stuff for their TVs. Hisense to find content to optimize, Samsung to optimize and find content as well. So they're all pretty smart with it. Sony still hanging in there with they're still Google powered by Android.
Still Google, yeah.
But but other brands like what do you, I looked at did we see TCL TVs this year?
I haven't seen a TCL this year.
I think that's an Android TV as well. You've done a few Kogan reviews as well.
I mean, these Kogan, like the TVs behind us right here are Kogan OLEDs.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you what, when I reviewed it, I'm like, holy crap, this is brilliant.
Well,
it's got pixel shift technology, which should resolve any burn-in and that kind of stuff. Next to an LG, is it as good? Probably not, no, but it's 77 inches. It was like $3,000. Maybe $3,500.
I got asked a question on Tech Guide on email, and I mentioned this on my Tech Guide podcast in the help desk this week. A guy, and I get this question a lot, are Kogan TVs any good?
Yeah.
And my response is, I said, look, they've great value. If you don't want to spend the same on a Samsung or an LG, the Kogan offers the value. I said, look, if Samsung and LG is Mercedes-Benz and BMW, then the Kogan's a really good Kia. It still does the same job, gets you where you want to go, shows you what you want to see, but just it's not as premium an experience. Still does it well.
When I answer that question, I say, listen, as long as you know what you're going in for.
Yeah.
So if you
don't expect it to be better than that.
The LG or Samsung, then no, it's not.
Yeah.
But is it going to do all the same things? And is it going to, mate, it's always going to impress you. I say that about Aldi TVs. If you're looking for a great deal, then there's always going to be unbelievable value. But if you are expecting a head-for-head battle between a 55-inch and a 55-inch or a 65-inch, that's just stupid.
Don't expect a Ferrari for the price of a Holden. basically, is what we're saying, is because the experiences are different for a reason.
Let's say there's a great example: Ferrari versus Holden. Right? Just think about it for a second. You're buying a Ferrari perhaps because you want to go on a track day and feel the enjoyment of going fast around corners and
Yeah.
$300,000, $400,000. A Holden, HSV GTS might have cost you back in the day, $100,000 or something.
Yeah.
It's like a quarter of the price, but Jesus Christ, it'll give you a great feeling around the track.
Absolutely.
Very different, thing, but
maybe not as stylish as the Ferrari
perhaps,
ride, but gets you there.
Yeah.
Just gives you the same thrill.
Gives you the same thrill and sensation.
Yeah.
So no, I think that what the no-brand TVs, whether it's Aldi or Kogan, have not come out with really to a great extent is the AI stuff, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I'm not even sure people desperately care about that stuff yet. But I think what I would say about AI is this is the first year I've felt some contentment discussing it. Because normally it's like it does AI. I'm like, it's really just a computer making a decision.
It's the upscaling that's improved with it.
Like LG's the ability to say, how do I change the volume or how do I change the brightness? Yeah. And it just brings up the brightness control. Perfect. Yeah, that's what you want.
That's smart. No, you're right. But a lot of choice, and of course, let's talk about the sizes.
My God!
We've seen one 16-inch from Hisense, one 15-inch from Samsung, and everyone's got a 100-inch TV now.
Yeah,
everyone's got an 85-inch TV, 75-inch TV. That's sort of the ballpark we're playing in.
And look, I know that they all say the stat they give is 100 inches is the fastest growing category. That's coming from a small base. If they're selling 10,000 of them, they were selling one last year. So, of course, it's a huge percentage increase. Right. But I would say that the 85-plus category, which is a lot of TVs, is the most important category to watch.
Mate, I'd even say that from now, 75-inch has sort of been the new stepping on point. I reckon 85. It'll be 85 next year.
Well, consider that 100 inches can cost you $30,000 or $40,000 if you want to go 116, but it can cost you as little as $3,500, and roughly the average would be about $7,000.
Yeah.
For 100 inches, then 85 becomes this super appealing option.
And here's one thing you'll never hear a man say: that TV's too big.
Definitely not.
Maybe your wife might say it, your girlfriend. But
a friend of mine is ordering a Hisense 100-inch TV and not telling his wife.
Really?
Doug, video the arrival of that TV for me, okay, buddy? I 100% want to see her reaction.
Is it a surprise for her? Is it? He wants to surprise her?
It's a surprise for him. He's doing it for himself.
Yeah.
Because they've just moved home and he's foregone a few things in the new place. So he's gone, I'm going to go pretty hard on this, but I'm not going to tell her. Wow.
What's his name? Doug. Doug, our motto around here is go big or go home.
Yeah, well,
that's what we say.
I hope that the fact that you went big means you can stay at home. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's super impressive.
Well, we got what do we got in our? We got a 98-inch in our lounge room now.
Yeah.
And Joe went, "Oh God, really?" I went, "Yeah, you're not complaining. You like it, do you?" She goes, "Yeah, we're used to it. You get used to it quick." I never walk in there, and people who come in the house haven't seen it before. They go, "Wow, that's a big TV," but I never ever say that's a big TV. Well, partly because I'm used to it, but also I've got a bigger screen in my theatre, so that's actually smaller than what I'm used to looking at.
So brag.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's the TV wrap up for the year. Next week, what do you want to do? Smartphones?
Why not?
All right. Well, you better remember that because I'll forget.
Okay, I'll remember.
Two Blokes Talking Tech.
This is Two Blokes Talking Tech with Trevor Long and Stephen Fennick.
Two Blokes Talking Tech is proudly supported by Arlo, and I've just reviewed the Arlo Essentials. You've reviewed them too, haven't you?
Yep.
The Essential, and there's an Essential Indoor. These are excellent new cameras, quite affordable too. $119 for the outdoor, weatherproof, of course.
Of course.
And $79 for the indoor camera. Remarkable. And they're called pan tilt cameras for a reason, because you can actually pan and tilt them yourself through 360 degrees of the pan, 180 degrees of the tilt. And so now no more blind spots at your place. So if you've got a large area you want to cover, the beauty of the Arlo is that you can log in and move the camera manually. So say you're looking around your front yard, or if you've got the indoor camera, you might be looking around for your pets. You might want to see how the dog's doing or how your cat's doing, or you can even talk to the two. There's excellent two-way audio through the cameras as well. So, and also too, what I like about them is that whenever there's any movement detected, they can actually track the subject. So if there's a person walking across your yard or your driveway or whatever, they're tracking. You can see the camera. We got one. I put one on my Astro shed out the back.
Oh yeah.
And so the Astro shed's right near our back deck and our pavers, and then the backyard. So whenever someone walks out of the back deck, it actually tracks them down the stairs and then all the way to the backyard as well. And those are all, you can view them through the app. If you've got the Arlo secure plan, they'll all become part of your library that's stored for up to 30 days. There's the dual band Wi-Fi too, which makes them really easy to install. So you're not having to stuff around with the 2.4 gigahertz. It really comes into and connects really quickly. And they've also got color night vision, and you can, of course, the app allows you to receive notifications if there's any movement, or you can dive in and actually look through the camera, and with the little joystick you can control where you're looking. The Arlo Essential Pan Tilt Security Cameras, $119 for the outdoor and $79 for the indoor. Check them out at arlo.com.
Everything about tech you never wanted to know. This is Two Blokes Talking Tech.
Stephen, hello. Can I take your call?
Hello there.
I got to tell you, this is not new, right? These are about 10 years old, but they finally have one with USB-C. This is the brand is Native Union. The product is the Pop Phone. $60. Company called Try and Byte brings them into Australia, and I did all my radio on this week.
Yep.
It was the most
clear.
It was the most comfortable I've done radio for ages, because I don't know what it is, but holding a smartphone still doesn't feel natural. Maybe that's a generational thing.
Yeah, and this is coming from the bloke who bags me from having a home phone, do my radio on a home phone.
Well, that's just stupid. I don't know whether you don't know whether it should be down here for the speaker or where everything should be, but mate, you just pick this thing up, and by the way, when it's plugged into your phone, you just press a button. There's a button in the middle. I'll do the top down here. There's a button in the middle. Yep. You can just press.
Oh, does that hang up?
To answer or hang up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And it just works. Now, it's only got a single little hole for the microphone, but that didn't affect it. Like, no radio station said it. Most of them said it sounds better than normal.
Wow.
Which is a big rap.
Wow.
I think so. Yeah.
Well, nice colour too, by the way.
You think?
Yeah. You might want to switch to a front camera now, mate.
It's all broken. I can't. Welcome.
What colours are there? What colour?
There's 5 colours, like a blue, an orange, a green, whatever. But yeah, 5 different colours.
And the good thing with this, you can slam it down, can you? Or not? You can.
It'll make a sound, but it'll just be the sound of the phone hitting the desk, and then it won't have hung up.
So with my little like Seinfeld set, he goes, you want to hang up on someone, you got to go.
Well, no, what you do is you hold it so that the button is there, and so you go, see you later, and you just go like that. And it does actually give a little bit of a click. I heard one of them back, and it wasn't bad. Mate, $60 now. I'll say this, there are rip-off versions of this at Kmart, right? Like $20 or something, but I would argue that it's about quality, right? Right? Quality of the call, quality of the product.
So that only would work. There's it universal. There's only work with Android. Mate, and
this will work. This will work on your laptop.
Okay.
Plug it in. It's just when you plug it in.
So it's a microphone and a speaker.
I had it plugged in, and I was scrolling TikTok, and I realised it was all coming through here. Because while I'm in between spots, I'm just waiting. And I went, it's all coming through there. So I'm just sitting there with this, just listening to my TikToks.
You've got to get one of those little shoulder things, one of
the big things.
Just get one of those things.
I'm doing these ones on the computer, got it up against the
Mate, everything old is new again. Hey?
But there's nothing wrong with that, right?
Do you show that to your kids? They'll go, Dad, why would I want to use that?
No.
Because they're going to think they've never had a memory of that. You have a memory of that.
I think this is a great stocking filler, because kids have seen this stuff on TV, right? They've seen TV shows where this is, so they know what it is. And, kids are going to be kicked off social media. Maybe they'll get back to making phone calls. We didn't talk about it last week, but Vodafone had that 5.5 day phone call recorded in South Australia early this year.
You reckon that's going to be instead of social media? Just have a group call?
Who's making a 5.5 day phone call? Other than taxi drivers.
I don't know.
They're the only people I could think of that would be on the phone.
So what, did the people on that call go to bed, or they just obviously...
Here's my theory after a week of thinking about it.
Open?
A week of thinking about it. It was in January, early January, so they're on school holidays. It was teenagers. Yeah. They've gone, it's free to call each other. Might have been a boyfriend, girlfriend, and they've just put each other on speaphone. They've either watched a movie marathon. Or, they've kept it on their bedside table. Yep. Gone, are you still awake? Yeah, I'm here.
You hang out first. And no one did.
No one did. Yeah. 5.5 days they played that game.
Yeah.
And now they're not going out anymore. because there's no way he put up with that. Anyway, Native Union.
So that's the new social media. Make a phone call and stay on for days.
Yeah.
Right. Where can you buy this?
Try and Bite, BYTE, but you can find the link at EFTM.com. Just when you're buying it, make sure you buy the Native Union pop phone. I reckon it's a cracking little stocking filler, personally, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's really cool. And you know what? For someone who doesn't want to hold a phone up to their head, there's still a few people who prefer to have headphones without their phone. That's probably another alternative as well.
The only bugbear I have is that when it's plugged in, your phone doesn't ring loudly. Because the speaker's coming out there.
Of course.
Now, it may be that I had my phone on silent most of the time.
Did you see that? I know you haven't got your smartwatch on, have you?
Let's test it. Can you ring my phone? But I'm pretty sure that with this plugged in, so just give it a second to register. And I'll know it's registered because if I open TikTok, I'll hear the sounds coming through here. Yep, so that's registered. So now I've got the phone going on here.
Calling Trevor wrong.
Oh, no. Phone is ringing. So my phone was on silent all day. You want me to speak to you? Hello?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, cheers, mate. Hang up on me. So, okay, your phone does ring. So that's fine. I had my phone on silent all day. But you know what I've done? So I've got a Belkin MagSafe on my desk. So I have this charging and this just plugged in. And then when the phone rings, I just go like this. Click the button and hello.
There you go, mate. It's a home phone.
How good is it?
How good's that? A home phone.
It's the greatest ever.
That's what I've been doing, mate. And you've been bagging me.
It's not about the phone. It's about the quality.
But you just described the convenience of having it set up in front of you. You just got to pick up the handset and go, hello. That's a home phone, my friend.
Not many people have them anymore, my friend.
Yeah.
Two Blokes Talking Tech.
This is Two Blokes Talking Tech with Trevor Long and Stephen Fennick.
Now, you know what you're looking at right here? If you're watching YouTube.
Oh, no. Okay, there. Sorry.
If you're watching YouTube, don't jump the gun, mate. Okay. Don't go off too early.
Sorry, mate.
We record this show, obviously audio and video. Now the video, and it's all put together and run through the Rodecaster video.
That's correct.
And we've been a couple of years when you've had it, haven't you?
I feel like 18 months we've been doing it. Yeah.
So what Rode has done now, Aussie company they've introduced a more compact version, which is right here, the Video S. So still has all the inputs for 3 cameras.
Yeah. So look. Firstly, let's just say made in Australia. Okay.
Made in Sydney.
Made in Australia. So it's a plastic chassis instead of metal.
Yep.
That's one of the key differences. But in terms of inputs and outputs, it's basically just a slightly scaled back version.
Yeah.
So
one less camera.
One less camera. One less output.
Yep.
No SD card. And no line out.
SD card.
No, there's 24 gigabytes.
You can
of
still
internal memory.
record to an SSD drive, though.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, and there's internal memory for your show and your stings and whatever you want to put on it.
Does the other one have an internal memory?
No.
It just has the SD card.
Just has SD card, and you can plug in an SSD slot as well.
Okay.
So no line out as well. I don't know why you would ever use that, but anyway. So and on the front, it's basically, if you look at the size of these buttons, if you're watching the YouTube version of the show, sorry to those listening on audio, it's 2 buttons narrower.
Yeah.
So the big original is 2 of these buttons wider. Everything else stays the same. And what you don't therefore have is, if these are we might call them stings or B-roll or whatever you might have, you've got 2 less of them.
Yeah.
In the same way that you've also got 2 less camera options. Because you remember, cameras can be the HDMI, but they can also be USB-C cameras. They can be iPhones through the Rode app and things like that.
You can still connect iPhone wirelessly through this or by cable as well.
By network cable.
Yeah.
And you end up with this cracking little thing here, which is $840.
Yeah.
The big one is $2,030. It's around $1,800 if you look at third-party sellers, but it's it's easily half the price, if not more.
But still has most of the functionality.
So functionality-wise, it is exactly the same. It just has less of everything.
Yeah.
And the reason, what I said in my
well.
video was that the reason this is not useful to us here in the Two Blokes studio is because, firstly, we have 4 cameras.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, right?
Yep.
So if we use this, we wouldn't be able to use the top down.
Right.
All right?
Yep. We
We also use, and this is behind the scenes, but we have 2 things in front of us. You might notice us looking at them, but in a big screen in front of us, we have what's called a multi-view, which shows us what's going to air, but it also shows us a preview of all the other cameras. It shows us our audio levels, how long we've been recording for, the time of day, all those different things.
Yep.
So that can be outputted on the output. But we have a second output on the original Rodecaster video, which allows us to have a program only feed, which we have under the cameras.
Yep.
So if we use this, we couldn't have the program only, or we couldn't have the multi-view. We'd have to choose and we'd have to get rid of one of the cameras.
Right.
But other than that, and also buttons-wise, like we use 6 buttons for Two Blokes Talking Tech. We have 5 stings and an intro. For the electric car show, we use all 7.
Is there not a page 2 of that?
No.
All right. Okay.
No, there's no page 2. There's just media and clips,
Right.
and there's layers, and there's a few other different things. But whatever there is on the Rodecaster video, there's 2 less of on this one.
Is this also an attempt at maybe the A10 Mini? You know, the A10
this
Mini
smashes the A10 Mini in every way.
Yeah.
In every way.
Okay.
Because whatever the A10... So the
A10
A10
Mini still had 4 inputs, though, I noticed.
but the A10 Mini... doesn't do ISO recording. You have to buy the ISO version, which is far more expensive.
You mean isolate all the feeds?
Which this does by default, if you choose.
Okay.
So bang for your buck, and Blackmagic ATEM. Blackmagic's an Aussie company as well, so I feel bad that we're pitting 2 against each other. But this is, I think this would be the choice for most people over the ATEM, and I think that you'll start to see a little bit more of this style production come into some video podcasts, because if you're just a 2-person podcast and you've started doing video recently, and the thing that people don't...
sounds like us.
It's super inside baseball, but most people know what we were doing early on. We were recording on all 3 cameras on SD cards, and then we'd go back and I'd have to dump the footage. That takes an hour. Then you'd have to lay it all down on a timeline. Then you'd either have to edit yourself, or we'd use that Autopod. So there's 2 hours of production after the show. This is all...
Every time happening live.
Every time the camera moves here, the Rodecaster video is making that decision.
Yeah.
Right?
Based on who's speaking and how boring the other person is.
Correct. So
it's on me
boom,
still.
it's on me now because boring, right? And we've set it to go to the wide shot kind of, I think, on a medium basis.
Yep.
So you choose all that.
So it's on me right now, but the next shot's probably there. There's the 2 shot.
There's the 2 shot.
And that's all done automatically.
That's all happening automatically.
Through the road. And this does that as well.
Because, ladies and gentlemen, Trev is lazy. I don't want to have to do
we don't have a
additional...
producer.
Yeah. I said that in my review. I'm like, we don't... Some people have teams of people switching live and all that kind of stuff. You could do that. You could switch live and do all that. We don't have that.
No.
So this is an unbelievable advance, considering where we were 2 years ago.
But if you did have that, this would work perfectly.
This would still work.
Because they can manually switch.
They can manually switch.
Yeah.
But, it's limitations for a podcast, especially if you're using a lot of audio, like our movie podcast is. It doesn't have a lot of options for stinks and things like that. So it limits you a fair bit there.
So why did they do this? They wanted to make something more affordable, the smaller footprint?
It's the same way that the Rodecaster Duo came out for audio only.
This is good for travelling. Like, you could pack that in a suitcase.
Yeah, but why? I don't know. Yeah, you could. If I mean, honestly...
Small enough. Well, that one's not that much bigger.
It's not that much bigger.
It's about... if you put the top down on again... The main one's about this big. So the main cameras, the main Rodecaster
2 of these
about
buttons
that.
wider.
It's about that big.
Yeah.
Where my hand is.
And look, I'm not to say you wouldn't travel, but if you own the standard Rodecaster video, you're not going to choose this just to travel with.
Yeah.
But the point is cost. Yeah. Instead of paying nearly $2,000, you're paying under $1,000, and you're likely bringing a new level of video production to whatever you're doing. So, like, there are churches who do video live streams. You've got to remember, you can press buttons and go live here on this too. You can live stream to Facebook and
YouTube.
So there'll be people that
Twitch,
use it for that. There'll be podcasts that go, oh, this would be so much easier for us to do the auto switching. Auto switching is a huge deal.
Yeah.
And what you do is you say this microphone is linked to this camera and switch them accordingly.
And so with I know that you can have you can use an iPhone as your camera.
Yep.
And I understand that there's a dual camera mode. So say that I'm interviewing someone on the spot, I could use one iPhone to get one camera's on me, the other camera's on the person, and that can be recorded at the same time.
If that was all you were doing, I don't know why you'd need a Rodecaster video, because you can do that in the Rode app.
Yeah.
The Rode Capture app allows you to do that.
Yeah.
You don't need you don't need the Rodecaster video for that at all. Yeah.
Yeah.
The iPhone integration is more about
having multiple angles, more angles.
I've never set it up, but if you wanted to go, okay, let me show you this over here, right, we could go live with that, or you could set up
so you can set up another
camera
around. Okay.
Or you can set up another camera. If we didn't have an extra camera here, we could have put a top down there. It was just an iPhone.
I see.
That kind of thing.
I see.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think I've run through the key differences. Are really just inputs and outputs. And price.
Yeah.
It's a smart
and size. Yeah.
They are. Let's just all think for a moment. This is made in Australia.
Yeah. And it's what is it? $840. That's a really good price for that.
That's a great
for
price.
what you get. That is an awesome price.
I'm so excited that something this advanced.
It was made in Sydney.
Is made in Australia, and I can tell you right now, it's probably
put that in my story too.
Oh, it's got to be 4-5 years ago that they started talking to me about this product, and I remember them showing me a cardboard mock-up. This was like when we were just kind of product development stuff, and I'm like, this is unbelievable, because at the time the Atom was out, and I'm like, this is going to blow it away, you know.
Yeah.
And it's not what they originally planned, and I wouldn't dare talk about what they originally planned because that may be coming in the future. But for what it is, man, it's remarkable. The only thing both of them lack is 4K.
Yes, still.
Now, I think that's a power and a
what's the
throughput.
limitation for that? Yeah,
I don't
power. Isn't this powered?
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe it's to do with as in the processing power, the power of the beast.
I can understand there being a limit to a stream of 4K, but why can't you record live to an SSD?
Yeah. I think it may. Here's the thing. At a guess. I think the limitation may be the risk that some people plug in a slower SSD and don't realise that it doesn't work. So they'd need to have software that goes, your SSD is fast enough to do 4K.
Or the memory card has to handle it too.
It's exactly. Memory card, but it has to be an SSD you're outputting to. And in the processing power. But I would pay double for a 4K
Absolutely,
one. Because that's we can shoot in 4K.
Yeah.
HDMI can deliver 4K, but this box is doing HD.
Yeah.
And so that's why our shows are in HD.
And it's not like
also, do you really want to see this in 4K?
You're welcome. But it's like the ATEM, the Blackmagic doesn't do 4K either. So this is the same issue for both.
Correct.
So there must be some sort of technological barrier that is preventing them from, because they would have put that out by now, surely, if they could do it.
It could be heat. Because these things have fans in them.
Yeah,
you hear them very rarely, but maybe you drive them too hard.
Could it be the cameras themselves maybe not being able to deliver constant, like you know how there used to be a limit on how long the camera?
No, that's just the camera.
Yeah.
The cameras don't have.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, are we likely to see that soon?
We are outputting 4K from these cameras. It's just this thing is downscaling at the point of the HDMI.
So the final result on the memory card or the SSD drive is all HD. Just when I do my review videos, I do my with the ATEM at home, and the Rodecaster, the Rodecaster video. Yeah.
The thing is, it's 4K all the way to this plug on the back, and from there it becomes HD.
Right.
And that would be my only request, is to go. I think it's obvious. You could call it the Rodecaster Video 4K.
Would it be bigger?
I think if it required cooling, then maybe they need thermal runaway cooling, whatever they call it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I don't care. I'd have a bigger unit.
I'd love with
4K.
it. Well, think about ours is down here, right? It doesn't matter where it is.
Yeah.
And traditional video switching units are like this big. They're enormous bloody things. So that's what they need to think about is the next step. I think hopefully the next step is upwards, and it's the Rodecaster Video 4K.
Put me down for one of those, please.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
All right, all the details at techguide.com.au, ftm.com. We'd love to see you on December the 17th if you want to come to Sydney and see us record live. Limited places available. Your expressions of interest at twoblokestalkingtech.com. Stephen, let's do it again next week.
I'll be here waiting.
Will you?
This is Two Blokes Talking Tech with Trevor Long and Stephen Fennick.